Yo champs, it's your friendly neighborhood Rumblin man coming to you today from Florida, and if you are a bass guitar player looking for a compression pedal that's also really going to do something nice for your tone, you're in the right place and you want to stay on this video because today we are going to take a look at the features of and demo the BOSS LMB-3 Bass Guitar Limiter Enhancer Pedal. Very awesome pedal. Let's hear some tones real quick and then I'll tell you more about it. Very cool. So guys, welcome to the channel. If you're a bass player and you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you've probably seen my videos before. If you haven't, welcome for the first time. Go and hit that subscribe button because I do a lot of videos about bass guitar related gear. I also do guitar related gear. So Rumblin Man is a YouTube channel for bass players and guitar players alike as we take a look at both here. So this is a really cool pedal. I mean, just now you heard a little bit of what it can do for you on a P-bass kind of tone using the front pickup of my Yamaha BB bass. But we're going to hear some other demos today as well, and we're going to check it out and see what it can do for you. This is a limiter and an enhancer, and here's the thing, in this review and demo today, I can't like go in depth right now of what all a compressor and a limiter do. The thing is, I have a working understanding of it, and for me to think that out and put it into words and really go in depth in explaining the different functions of compression and limiting, I would need to really put some planning into a separate video, and I may do that at some point in time. But what I want to do today is I just want to check out what this pedal does and try to give you the best explanation of it that I can put into words here so that we can take a look at it. So a limiter can kind of be thought of as an extreme version of a compressor. So the thing is, if you're like, well, Rumblin Man, I'm not looking for a limiter pedal, I'm looking for a compressor pedal. Well, this is gonna kind of do something very similar, because if you look at knobs 3 and 4 on this, they are ratio and threshold knobs, just like you'll find on all standard compressors and bass compressors. But what we've got that's different from compressors here and different from most limiters is this enhance knob. They really worked on a sound that's going to bring in a little more bite to your bass tone and help you kick through the mix in a really nice way. A limiter is really going to work for your bass tone if you're looking to beef up your tone a bit and enhance it a bit without overloading the overall gain structure. So if you're recording and you don't want to overload the sound, or if you're playing worship music in church and you don't want to drive the sound men nuts with too hot a signal, a limiter pedal is for you because it can limit the headroom that you're using with your tone, and it can really give you a big help in terms of boosting the volume of your bass without having too much of an effect on the overall sound. For instance, if I personally were using this pedal live, what I would do would be, I would have the ratio on, but I would turn it down a little bit so that it doesn't really overly compress my tone. I would turn the threshold up for a nice boost. I would turn the level up for a nice boost, and then I would go with the enhance feature, and I would crank it to about a 2 o'clock there. And that's kind of how I use this pedal in a live setting, and how I tend to use it in a studio setting as well. Long story short, what's going to happen if you crank the ratio, your volume is going to go down and it's going to give you kind of a more squeeze sound. In fact, let's check that out real quick. I'm going to do a little rock demo, plug up the bass here and do a kind of a rock demo with some overdrive, but let's see what kind of overdriven, compressed, squeezed bass tone we can get with this pedal real quick. Neat the tones that you can get with the enhanced feature. It's like you can turn it all the way down for this this kind of warm P-bassy kind of tone, and you can turn it all the way up to really kick through the mix like a jazz bass with some chorus wood. Now keep in mind the terms that I'm using are not the exact scientific terms for what this pedal does, but I'm just trying to put it into street lingo, because honestly, street lingo is the language I personally speak. Speaking of bass chorus and the enhanced feature, I want to kind of blend the two together. I want to go both pickups of my Yamaha BB bass here, and let's hear what this would sound like with the enhanced feature toned up a little bit, and also applying some chorus to the bass guitar sound, because today the interface that we are using for these demos is the Line 6 HX Stomp. Great pedal for bass. You can see my video here on YouTube all about how this is a great pedal for bass. In fact, the patch that we're using in this demo today is my own patch that I call Sunday Rumblin by Rumblin Man, and it's one that I designed that I thought would be ideal for like church worship use. And if you want the patch, you can go on and get it for dirt cheap, like $3 or something, in the description of this video. And you can also see in the description my full look at the HX Stomp for bass. But before that, you want to stay right here, because we really need to hear this next demo of what this is going to sound like with the enhancement turned up and with some chorus coming onto the bass tone. One of my favorite kind of bass tones. Let's check it out. So really, it's an enhancing feature, and it's an enhancing pedal. It's not only going to compress your tone, it's not only going to serve as a limiter effect, it's also going to enhance your tone depending on how you want to use it. But you can really use these knobs to custom tailor the kind of enhancement and the kind of compression that you want for your bass. At my church, we go through a tuner pedal, and then we go into this, and then we go from this into an angular tone hammer. And with the angular tone hammer, it is a preamp DI 4-bass guitar, and we send that signal into the house, and we don't even use amps or amp simulation. In fact, in the demos you're using today through the HX Stomp, you are hearing some bass amp simulation, but at my church we don't even use that. It's a direct signal that we use this for some compression and enhancing, and it's really nice. But just how much does it enhance the sound of a bass? Can it really make a bass sound much better? I don't know, but let's find out real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug up my worst bass. All right, I've got 4 basses in this room. I'm going to plug up the one that I think is the weakest link of them all, though I still like to play it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it a little bit without the pedal on, okay, with the enhance feature around 2 o'clock, but the pedal off. I'm going to play the bass, let you hear how it sounds just plugged in through the HX Stomp. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the pedal on, and let's see if that makes a difference. And then after we hear what it sounds like with the pedal off and on, I'll turn the enhancement up a bit more. Let's check it out. So guys, obviously Boss is a trustworthy brand. Before I decided to get this, I tried to get the Behringer version of this pedal, and I ordered it, and it never showed up. And then I wrote in like, hey, where is this? And they're like, well, Behringer is having some issues. I don't even know what issues Behringer was having. I use a few different Behringer pedals because sometimes they make pretty cool versions of some of the nicer end products. That said, I'm glad that I got the Boss because, I mean, obviously it's going to be better construction and it is going to be better performance. It is going to have a little bit of high-end diodes and things of that nature on the inside of the pedals from Boss. And this great casing, you just know it's a trustworthy company. So in my opinion, it's really hard to go wrong using Boss products. If your bass guitar pedal board is nothing but Boss stuff, then I say more power to you. Pretty soon we're going to have a video here on the Rumblin channel talking about tones and talking about 5 or so different tips that you can use for a better bass guitar tone. And when that does happen, I will have a link up here to where you can check it out. But for right now, we're reviewing products, we're taking a look at different things and what they can do for your bass guitar sound. So if you liked today's demo, if you enjoyed the review today, go on and hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So Guys, I'm on social media at Instagram and Facebook. You can follow me, Rumblin Man. I post a lot of things I'm doing, different gigs and production stuff. And also, I am on Patreon and PayPal because I need your help to keep this channel going and to keep having time to make videos. I want to release all the content to you I can. So if you want to be one of my Patreon supporters, that would really help me. As always, God bless you guys, and thanks so much for checking out today's video. Let me know what you think of this thing in the comments, and if there's any other videos that you would like to see utilizing this pedal. I'll talk to you soon.